Hello, everybody. It's Rhino here with your Disney News Roundup for the week of May 29th, 2021. Before we get into the news, I want to remind everybody that this and everything that we do here at the Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation, and when you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all the content that we create here at the Diz. So dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, check them out. And we are going to dive into the news because we got a big one here first. We knew it could happen eventually, and that day has come. As of now, Universal Orlando Resort face coverings are no longer mandatory indoors or on attractions for vaccinated guests. This comes just 1 week after Universal changed their previous face covering policy and made masks optional outdoors, but still mandatory indoors, including shops, restaurants, and hotel public areas, and at all attractions from the moment the queue begins until the exit of the experience. That was the rule. You had to put the mask on the second you stepped into the queue, and you didn't take it off till you exited the queue. Well, Universal Orlando Resort is not requiring proof of vaccination either. Universal's team members will still be wearing face coverings while on stage. Universal also continues to recommend washing your hands often for at least 20 seconds and practice social distancing by keeping at least 3 feet between your travel party and others, and adhere to floor markings when present. Universal Orlando's website still says attendance is being limited at the theme parks, and that would seem to be the last of the safety protocols that are really kind of in place for now. No word yet on when Disney will follow suit, but last time it was like hours afterwards. But as of the recording of this, nothing has been said yet. I'm almost positive that will change from the recording to the public publishing of it, but anything to make this video immediately out of date. That usually happens to me. But hey, I'm not CNN, so I do my best, and that's all I can do. So you can celebrate your best maskless life. I realize I have a huge spelling error in my script here. Your best maskless life at Universal now with a hot butterbeer. That's right, piping hot butterbeer. It's available year-round now in both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. You can get it every single day. Universal describes the hot butterbeer drink as a smooth hot beverage reminiscent of shortbread and butterscotch served with a whipped topping. Shortbread and butterscotch is the flavor combo used to describe all of the butterbeer varieties, but each has a unique, distinct taste. Personally, I think I like the hot one the best. That one's my favorite. Then I go to frozen, and then the normal one's just like, it's whatever for me. The hot one, though, I don't want to be drinking that when it's 10,000 degrees outside, so that's why we go frozen. I did see something on Twitter that said, hear me out, hot iced butterbeer. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about that. So I don't know if I'm going to need to just bring like a big thing of ice there with me, or just get it at a food location and then just pour that thing over and try that for some video or something like that. Because if they all have distinct flavor combos, it's going to taste different too, right? But anyway, we've got to talk about Disneyland because we've got some big Disneyland news that I am just so excited about, and that is that Disneyland Resort has announced that their 2 California theme parks will begin welcoming out-of-state visitors on June 15th, 2021. The state of California strongly recommends that all guests be fully vaccinated or obtain a negative COVID-19 test prior to entering the theme parks. In addition, all guests will be required to wear an approved face covering throughout their visit at the Disneyland Resort. Additionally, theme park reservations have been expanded to a 120-day window, which is a big deal for trip planning, obviously. In order to enter a theme park, all guests ages 3 and older need to have both a ticket and theme park reservation for the same park on the same day. Remember that Paradise Pier Hotel is set to reopen on June 15th, and the Disneyland Hotel is set for July 2nd. Now, this is obviously very exciting news. Like I said, I'm really looking at times when I'd be able to go. It kind of like came out of nowhere, so I wasn't prepared. I am fully vaccinated, and I am ready to start living my best life again. So I want to be out at Disneyland Resort, sipping on those mint juleps, seeing my friends, taking photos on that Avengers campus, Campus, which you remember opens on June 4th, so right around the corner. Walt Disney has also announced that they're going to be live streaming the opening ceremony of Avengers Campus from Disney California Adventure Park. That live stream will take place on Wednesday, June 2nd at 8:15 Pacific Standard Time. That's 11:15 p.m. for us East Coasters. You can tune into the live ceremony on Disneyland's Facebook page and Twitter channels, as well as Disney Parks blog, Facebook, and Twitter channels. The Disney Parks blog says that viewers will be shown a glimpse inside the epic land and that a few special guests will assemble to celebrate the special moment. Well, that's the ability. That's the best thing about California, right? Whenever they do something there, it's like they live just right down the street. Most of those people, most of them super people. We also received some new information this past week on how Webslingers, a Spider-Man adventure, is going to work in terms of its queue. And according to Disney Parks blog, a virtual queue is going to be used for that attraction, similar to how we have one for Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance and Disneyland as well. The attraction's virtual queue will only be accessible by using the Disneyland mobile app, and you may only experience the attraction by joining the virtual queue. There's no standby queues. Similar to Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance, I just said that, virtual queue enrollment times will be twice daily at 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. Disney does mention that guests may only enter a virtual queue once per day per attraction, so no repeat rides out there, unfortunately. The Disneyland Park reservation system has you, this is how it works. You choose which park you're starting your day in, and if you have a hopper pass, you can change parks starting at 1 p.m. So if you're starting your day at Disney California Adventure, you can try for a Webslingers boarding group at 7 a.m. And if you miss it, you can try again at noon. And if you're starting your day at Disneyland, you have the hopper, you can try for a boarding pass at noon. So whichever parks you're in, you still have a chance to try and ride the attraction. It seems like if your best bet is to start your day at California Adventure, because then you get the 2 tries to get into that virtual queue. But we'll see how it goes out there for people. I'm excited, very excited for people to have that experience. But they've also released the guide map of the land that'll give you a better layout of how everything is spaced out there. And that map appears to have a 2-story tall Black Widow on it. I don't know what that's all about, but somebody did not size her up correctly, I don't think, or maybe that's just her persona, 2 stories tall. But honestly, I don't know what I'm most excited for. I think it's just kind of, it's all of it. It's to be able to be out there eating that Avengers food, seeing my Rocket Raccoon animatronic. You know I love him so much, and taking just like the best Disneyland wall photos. I'm excited. I can't wait to get out there. I'm excited for everybody that's going to experience it in the beginning. I'm sure it's going to be like everything that always opens day one. I'm sure it's going to be crazy out there. It's going to be a little weird because the last big thing that opened at Disneyland was the Star Wars area in Disneyland Park, and we were out there for that. And as far as I know, we're not going to be out there for this one. So I will happily take a personal trip out there ASAP. Now, like I said, that area is opening on June 4th, and out-of-state visitors can start entering the parks as of June 15th, right? Now, if you wait a month and a day, you'll be able to see Disneyland's Jungle Cruise attraction reopen, which is set for July 16th, 2021. Additionally, we have gotten a new look of Trader Sam's newest venture. He has turned the new Lost and Found into a gift shop, which will be conveniently located at the end of the attraction. So I know there's a lot of hype I just had for Disneyland Resort. I know I talked about Universal Orlando, but we've got a little bit of a hype train that has finally gotten started in terms of Walt Disney World as well, because Disney has released the first commercial for the upcoming 50th anniversary celebration of the Walt Disney World Resort. And though Jackie wrote in her article that there's a whole bucket load of magic in it, for me, the commercial doesn't actually reveal anything specific for the anniversary, right? So the commercial essentially is acting as like an artist's rendering of the lighting plans for Disney's Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life, the Hollywood Tower of Terror, Spaceship Earth at Epcot, and of course Main Street USA with the Cinderella Castle glowing at the end of the street. So, I mean, the commercial does look cool. And honestly, my favorite part of the commercial is when they cut to this, like, it's people who are supposed to be like around the United States. I'm assuming they're just or wherever. They're from everywhere, but there's one weird cut where there's like this family having a picnic, and it kind of looks like they're either having the picnic in Animal Kingdom or they're in Hollywood Studios, because they just like look up and then the next shot is the tower being lit, and I don't know, it made me laugh so much. So apparently the commercial has a bunch of Easter eggs to look for while you watch too, but those weren't specifically listed in the article I pulled this from. So if you know what to look for, you got to let myself and others know in the comments of this video. That would be great. But in all serious, I am into this iridescent look. I think it looks really cool. So if the lighting of these park icons is even half as cool as it looks in the commercial, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing all that in October, which in my brain says it'll be nice and cooler, but it's still 1,000 degrees in October. So if Disneyland for their 50th anniversary could give us some cooler weather in the Disney bubble, I'd be thrilled about that. That's what I would look forward to the most. So if you I think that's going to do it. There were not a ton of news stories, but a lot of big stuff here and there, a lot of little stuff, big stuff, whatever. But that's just the stuff that I saw that was cool. So I'm sure I missed something. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the happenings in the theme parks, you can of course visit www.info.com. You can head over to UOFan as well to stay up to date on Universal, like I spoke of. But yeah, www.info.com is going to give you kind of that where to go to stay up to date on all theme park things that have to do with Disney and Universal. So exciting time. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Again, if you are planning a Disney or Universal vacation at all in the future, please consider booking with Dreams Unlimited Travel. They do book Disney Cruise Line, Universal. They book Disneyland as well. The more people book with Disneyland, the more likely we're to have more Disneyland content back on the channel. So just think about that. Anyway, that is going to do it for me. I hope that you are all staying safe, happy, and healthy, and that you have an amazing week, and I will see you later. Goodbye, everybody.